All right. Hopefully you can hear me. Wanted to kind of jump back into this and just yap a little bit more about the game, share some progress, share some updates. I'll be honest, I'm pretty excited. I think I've made a lot of progress since the last video I made about 2 weeks ago. And I kind of just wanted to walk through what's been added, what's planned, where everything's at now, all that good stuff. So real quick, I just want to point this out. I don't know how it's going to look on the video. Right here in the middle, I kind of add this little like card animation thing. So like all the cards that are in the game are going to pop up and they're going to just kind of float here for about 3 seconds or so and then disappear. It's kind of randomized. So any three potential cards that are in the game are going to show up here. Thought it was just a cool little visual feature when you're on the main page. That way, if you're just joining and you don't have cards unlocked, it's kind of a little teaser of what you could potentially unlock in the future. Of course, there's not that many cards in the game because I haven't made that many cards because they're all based on characters from the comic, and the amount of characters I can make is based on how fast I can draw a comic, which isn't very fast at all because drawing the comic takes a long, long time. So this is probably what we'll get for now, but it's enough to actually play the game and get some good strategies going, in my opinion, at least. As you can see up here, you got your little profile thing. I'm trying to make it so people can log in. They'll be able to save their um, kind of progress. They'll have a level up feature. So the more you level up, it's kind of just for bragging rights currently. I think there was something else I planned for when you level up, like cards that you can unlock, like specific cards you can unlock at certain levels. But I haven't quite implemented that feature yet, but it'll come in the future. I also plan on having like unlocks where I would take the characters from the academy and make like a little like face shot version of them, like almost like a retro type version of them. And then that could be like something you have access to. Like you can change your player card here. Um, and the player card will kind of just be like something people can view when versus becomes a thing. I don't know how to do versus mode yet. I'm still trying to learn how that works. But once I can get versus mode active, I'm trying to get some like online play going as a feature. So that's that. Right over here, you can see the mana. Mana is sort of the in-game currency. There will be no microtransactions. I've talked to a few friends about microtransactions. I don't want them. I want all the cards to be accessible for anyone to, just through playing the game and just through like leveling up and playing harder opponents, playing against human opponents, all that good stuff. So no microtransactions. The only thing you should ever expect to pay is like the minimum $1 per month Patreon fee, which is where I'm putting this. This will be on like the Patreon page, but that's about it. Read the comic. It'll link to the comic. Eventually, I recently bought a domain for the Academy. I haven't connected the domain to the actual website that I created. Once I do that, you'll be able to like actually read the latest chapter by clicking this tutorial. If you click this, I'm not going to do it now, but for anyone when you do go to play, it'll kind of just walk you through like all the concepts of the game, like what a unit is. Units like my version of monster cards, the Sukara, like the elements, all that good stuff, just so that way you are familiar. And let's go down here. I'm playing on the desktop right now. For any guys, once you do go to play, the desktop and the pad version work pretty good. The mobile version, I've been having issues with just like condensing the screen so it fits. So if you do go to play this, I recommend the desktop or the like iPad version of it. But let's scroll down. And this is going to be a bit laggy because I'm like screen recording right now, and my computer is a bit of a potato sometimes. So if it like lags a bit, that's why. Um, we're not going to go to these two yet, but I just want to. And Academy profile basically just lets you do what I mentioned earlier. Let you change your like profile pic. Actually, let's click it just to see it. Let you see like your win loss ratio, experience points. I think I have it capped at 99, like level 99 or level 100 is the highest you can get to. And the higher the level, the harder it is to gain experience points. Like the fewer experience points you'll get from a battle. You can link your Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, just that way when you do the online stuff, eventually when that comes, people can like add you as a friend, all that good stuff. That was kind of the concept I had in mind. Again, I don't know how like multiplayer works from like a server. So once I figure out how that works, that'll be soon to come. But I think that'll be pretty dope. One more thing too. For the multiplayer, one thing I had in mind is wager system. So like when you first start the game, you're going to have a certain amount of cards, like by default. The other cards you have to like unlock through leveling up or through passwords. Some of the cards you'll see have passwords. Let me see if one pops up here. None of these have passwords, but on the bottom left of some cards, there'll be passwords. Like this guy, you can kind of see one down here. There's a password. All the cards will have a password, even if it's not on the card itself. That'll let you unlock it instantly. And the other way to unlock it is, of course, to doing versus matches. So if you do a versus match, you can wager a card. Your opponent can wager a card. You can wager mana too. And if you win, you can just take all their stuff. And if you lose, they get to take all your stuff. Kind of like those Pokemon games when you're doing a trainer battle and you just beat up some kid because he just had a Caterpie and you take like all his money. So that's going to be a feature as well. Let's go to booster packs. So booster pack pretty much is exactly what it sounds like. There's kind of this little booster pack icon, and you pay mana, and it'll let you get a random deck of cards. Now, the way I did it in the game is so there's like 4 different categories of cards. There's like common. I forgot what I labeled them as. There's like common, there's rare, there's like ultra rare, and then there's like legendary. And I forget the exact ratio I set, but I think it's like if you this like a legendary, it's like a 1 out of like 50,000 chance of getting it. So pretty much you're never going to get it. You probably have to know the password, or you probably have to like beat somebody to get it. I think the ultra rare is like 1 in like 1,000, something like that. You get the point. The more common the card, the easier it is to come up in the booster pack. And of course, you use mana to buy packs, and you get mana from winning duels or wagering them, all that good stuff. And then over here, real quick, if you have a password, the passwords I'm going to try to put like in the comic and then on my Patreon and stuff like that, maybe my social media. If enough people like play this and it gets enough traction, just another like fun way to unlock cards. But let's just try this out. So you click this, boom, 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 and there'll be sound effects in the future. It's not the priority right now, but as you can see, you get some cards. Like I said, my computer's a bit of a potato, so it's loading slow because I'm screen recording. But you get a pack of 5 cards. And these are all pretty common, so you'll probably be seeing a lot of cards come up a lot. Once you get them, you can always click them to read them. Boom. And then once you are satisfied with reading them, you can add them to your inventory. And it shows you, I think you can see it, you saw it a second ago, but it shows like how many cards are already in your inventory. So just so you can see like if it's a new card or if it's something you already have, or if you're trying to build like a certain deck a certain way and you need more copies. That just kind of keeps you updated. And then as you can see, it took away some mana because I bought stuff with my mana. Anyway, so next thing, deck editor. I'm not going to show too much because I don't want to spoil all the cards in the game right now, and I have access to all of them because I'm a G. But the deck system is a bit more refined. The cards are a lot closer, as you can see, when you are in this page, so you can kind of like easily see all the card effects, see all the names, see all the card art for the most part. We're going to scroll down just a little bit. I don't want to show too much, but yeah. And so this first tab right here, you can see inventory. As the name suggests, they'll show you what's in your inventory. Deck Hub will show what's in your deck currently. So these are like all the cards that I have in my active deck. And you can also see here on the right-hand side as well. Like this is just a quick list of the cards in your deck. The cool thing is like if you're in the inventory and you want to add cards, you can add stuff from the inventory to your deck. And at the same time, you can see like how the quantity of cards currently in your deck, just so you can like balance it out better. And then up here too, as you can see on the right hand side, it shows you like sort of a breakdown of what's in your deck just to keep it balanced. So you can see like how many units you have. Units are characters like Jay, Karina, just like kind of like monster cards for this game. So cards kind of like energy cards or mana from like Magic Gathering, magic cards, of course, and then equip cards. So you can see that like that ratio of what you have. Then you got the vault, and the vault you can actually save decks that you've created, so that way you can go back to them depending on like who you duel or all that good stuff. So just kind of a sneak peek of that. You can name the deck if you want. So let's get out of here. And then finally, let's go to like an actual duel, and let's hope my computer doesn't crash as we're going through this. Some of this text in the future I'm going to change because it's just wordy. But for now, we're going to keep this. I'm probably going to change these icons to like characters from the academy's like face. Like novels probably be like Karina, casual might be some other weak character. Tactical is probably going to be like Jay. Strategist probably like Tenma, and then Grandmaster. Actually, Strategist might be another character that's not in the comic yet, but he's planned to be in it relatively soon. I might put him as like a little spoiler or Easter egg, and then Grandmaster might be like Kaz, Yana, or somebody else. We'll see. You can select your life over here. So these are like life points. Kind of with like a lot of card games, the first to zero loses. So you want to get your opponent's life points down to zero as quickly as possible. And the way you do that is by just killing their monsters in battle. Typically, if you kill them with like a magic card or something, it doesn't count. You got to kill them through combat. And that's where some of like the tactics of like retreating certain units, playing certain units, all that good stuff comes into play. So let's do Grandmaster. Now I'll say this for now. They all these difficulties have one deck that they have access to. And they pretty much just like novice, I have it set so they just kind of play randomly. There's no real rhyme or reason to what they do. Grandmaster, they're very aggressive, and the goal for the Grandmaster is to just kill you as quickly as possible with whatever is at their disposal. In the future, to make it more difficult, what I plan on doing is just giving each difficulty. I plan on having like more decks way in the future, but also like the decks will have different strategies built in. So like I'll have different decks for each difficulty, and of course, if the decks are better balanced, then the CPU will be able to use the decks more effectively. But for now, they all have the same deck, so it's a little bit of a random bit of chance for the CPU as well, because they might just get bad draws and they can't do much. But this is kind of what the board looks like. This I spent a lot of time working on. I pretty much hand drew this. You can see the opponent's deck. I'm sorry, their opponent's hand. This is like their hand zone. You can see your hand. This is like the supplemental field. This is where you play like the energy cards, the accessories, the magic cards. This is where you play the monster cards, or units is what I call them. You can see here the amount of cards left in your deck. I don't know why he has so few cards in his deck. So that's something I got to fix. He should have the same as me, because you start with 40. And then you have the discard pile. The whole objective, like I mentioned, get your opponent down to 0 life points. You do that by using your units to attack their units. And some of the strategy in the game, at least the intent of it, is you want to have enough units to be able to play something frequently, or at least defend yourself. Because if you have no units like I have now, then you automatically lose. So unless I draw a unit this turn, I'm going to lose. So that's bad on my part. I didn't balance my deck well enough. So let's just see what happens. Draw. Please let it be a unit. It's not a unit, so I'm going to die. So let's just see what that looks like. So we're going to play an energy card. Sukara is what I call them. We're going to play this accessory card. The cool thing too, you can inspect a card. If you don't know what it does, it kind of gives you a summary here, but you can also read it here. Shows the cost, shows the type, shows the name, shows the card art, all that good stuff. Here, where it says like any, that just lets you know what type of energy is required to play it. So this means any right here. And in case you didn't know what that meant, it's also here for you. But we're going to put that in the field. Putting a card on the field doesn't like activate it typically. The units usually have effects that auto activate, but these cards, like the accessory and the magic cards, they only activate when you play the correct amount of energy cards to activate them while they're in the field. So the cool things in the future, once there's more cards, the idea is you can probably like psych your opponent out, because you can play cards face down and they don't know if it's like something you're just trying to set up, if it's a trap, if it's like a bluff. I'm trying to pull like kind of like that Yu-Gi-Oh mindset into it. Then you got cards like this, a little bit more complicated. This one costs 5 because it's a bit better. And you can read all that. A lot of text here. But let's play it anyway, because I'm going to lose anyway. So next protocol. Protocol is just a phase. So you get five phases total. Draw phase, which is automatic. Draw a card, of course. Main phase 1, that's where you can kind of put cards in the field, put units, 1 unit per turn, unless an effect states otherwise. You can play 1 energy, Sukar, per turn, unless the card effect says otherwise, and then you can play as many like magic and accessories as you have available to you. Next protocol, main phase 2, you can do the exact same thing if you haven't done it already in main phase 1. If I had a monster and if this wasn't the first turn, combat phase is what it sounds like. You can activate energy cards to attack if the unit requires it. And next, so I lost because I had no monsters. And then this gives you a breakdown of what you earn. So because I participated, I got 1 mana and 50 experience points. So we're going to try again and hope that I get monsters just so I can like better show you an actual duel. That was one of the things that I struggled with a lot making this, was trying to get like a full duel without the game like crashing, without the AI like freaking out, without the cards not functioning properly. And I'm sure there's still cards that don't function the way they should. I haven't seen it yet, but for the most part, they're working properly. So this is a little bit better. Straw. So we got some good units here, and we got some good, at least energy cards for the future. So we're going to start strong, put this guy on the field. We are going to pop this guy on the field. He's a little bit stronger. As you can see too, every single unit has attack and they have HP. So when you attack into a creature or a unit, your objective is to get their HP down to 0. When their HP hits 0, that's when the opponent loses a life point. So there's a balance of like having cards that are, I guess, weak enough or able to attack quickly enough. But you don't want them to be so weak that they just get killed instantly, because that's risking a life point for you. So let's pop that on the field. And actually, we're not going to waste the equip card yet. We're going to hold on to it. So next, can't attack. This is first turn, main phase 2. Boom, draw. So he's got 6 cards. He's playing something face down, energy. He's playing this guy. I'm pretty good for a while because he's water. And I think his effect in itself prevents him from attacking for the first 5 turns he's on the field. But the downside is, look at his HP, super high. So I'm going to need some muscle to take him out for 4 or 5 turns, or else he might screw me over, assuming he also can get 5 waters, which might be tough depending on how this guy's deck is balanced, but we'll see what happens. So another accessory, cool. We're going to play this guy. And I'm going to pop this on the field. We're going to, activate one of these. When you activate energies, the cool thing is it shows in your pool which energy is active. Energies are active for full rotation, so they don't burn until your next draw phase. The reason is because if you have like a trap type card, you might want to activate it during your opponent's turn. But you can only do that if you have the correct amount of energies in your Sukara pool, is what I call it. So we got one here. We're going to activate this, deploy effect. We're going to pick this one. They're both the same, so it doesn't really matter. So now one of them should be a little bit stronger because I gave him an equip card. See? His original attack was 350. Now it's 550. And this here will show you like updates to your creature. So like if it takes damage, this is a fast way to see how much damage is remaining, or how much HP is remaining. So then we do next protocol. And we attack. One thing to note as well, there's elemental weaknesses and advantages. So like, for example, if I had an electric type, it would do double damage to this guy because he's water. And if I had a fire type on my field, if he could attack me, it would do double damage to my fire type. There's a chart in the game that'll show you like all the different resistances and strengths. But just want to let you know that that's an option. Also a way to kind of structure your deck, because you might come up against somebody who has like all water and you have all fire, and you might screw yourself. But maybe in the future there'll be cards to like help you with that. So we'll see. Next protocol, draw. He's got wind, so like his deck's unbalanced, as you can see. So he's probably not going to do anything for a while. But the downside is his cards are strong enough where it'll take me a bit of time to like really chip away at them. So we get another card, another force vial. And let's see that over here. He's got this guy, 2200. So a lot of time it'll be difficult for me to kill him. And look at this effect. When this unit destroys an opponent's unit by lowering it to 0, he may attack again. So pretty good card to have in your deck. The downside is his deck is wildly unbalanced. He's got like wind energy, he's got fire energy, but he's got like a water unit and an earth unit. But yeah, so my cards are pretty weak. So it'll take me a bit of time unless I get something like really good. Let me do one more turn and just see what comes up. And let's do it. Let's play this card just for the demonstration. Deploy. Let's do it to that guy. Next. Now the good thing about these guys is that even though they're a bit weaker, they don't require energy to attack. So in theory, there is a strategy where you could swarm the field. Oh. So in theory, the strategy where you can swarm the field with lots of these guys and just overwhelm the opponent by doing like a lot of like chip damage like this, where you're just attacking into a relatively strong unit with a bunch of these weaker units, while your opponent, needs to take more time to get energies on the field so they can like attack back. So next turn, I just want to see like how much HP he has left, just to kind of show you what I mean by this. Oops, actually, let's do it this turn because it's still my turn. So see what I mean? We got 3 guys on my field, all weak, but since they're all just attacking into one guy, it's doing a good amount of damage. So like next turn, if he doesn't do anything, the opponent, this guy's destroyed. Next protocol. When that ends my turn, it's his turn. He's got metal. Yeah, he's all over the place with these like with these energy types. But that's because the deck's not. I need to program the deck into the game. No reaction because he's nothing I can do. So he played a weak monster and killed one of my weak monsters. And I think he killed one of the ones that had an equipped card to it, which is smart. So now I draw. Got a magic card. And so this is where like the balancing comes in, because you want to have enough energies where you can like play your better cards. Like, for example, this is a really good card, but it requires a bit of setup. Like, look at this. Requires 7 energy types of any type, but it can only be used for one specific unit. But then you win after 3 turns that this card's equipped to the unit. So potentially good card if you can get a good setup, but got to have a lot of energies to set that up. So let's just see. And as you can see too, since he killed my monster or my unit, I got 2 life points. We are gonna attack into his broski. Now, this might not work the way it should. Her effect, actually, it probably does, but it doesn't really matter. As you can see, her effect, if there's a Chief Pimento on the field, and it can be anyone's side of the field, all of my units require 1 less Sukara. Doesn't really matter because she doesn't require any at all. So let's just attack with her. And look at this. So he's Earth. See, that's what I meant. She's Wind and he's Earth. So she actually does double damage to him. And it shows you like which cards will have that weakness and resistance in game as well, just so you're not like making mistakes. So let's attack. Boom, she killed him. So just wanted to kind of show you that. I'm going to quit out of this because this will take a while. I don't want to make this video too long, but I kind of wanted to just demonstrate how the game's going so far. I think at this point it's pretty much playable. Like I said, there's probably a few things with the effects to work out, maybe some of the logic, and of course getting the CPU a much better deck so they can actually like fight back more effectively. That'll come with time. But yeah, I'm stoked. I'm excited. Everything's going pretty well. And the goal is to get this all done by the end of May. It's May 25th as I'm recording this. So I think for the most part, I satisfied that goal. But yeah, that was the video. If you were interested in playing, let me know, and I'll send you a link to play this. But otherwise, peace out.